Oh boy, it's time. Oh, I'm sorry. My mic might be a little loud. Let me turn that down a bit. Oh man. Okay. So, hello. I'm Peyton. Welcome to my first and last digital seminar for my passion project that I've called The Good of Gaming. So, today we're going to be talking about my surveys, what the data I collected means, and how it can apply to the rest of my project. And so, let's start off by showing one of the big questions from my project. Do parents know what video games their kids are playing? Well, according to my survey, 36.5% of parents said they partially know, while 62.5 said yes, leaving 1% to say no. And then when I asked students the same question, 74% said yes, 24 partially, and another 1% for no. So, based on this, you're probably thinking, what's the whole point in your data? It's been proven wrong. Parents are saying they know what games their children are playing. And that's where you're wrong. You see, I expected this to happen. So, as a part of my survey, I had parents select some of the most popular games on the main platforms for gaming, being mobile, PC, and console. And this is what the data looked like for consoles. Fortnite and Minecraft dominated, while most other games only had 1 to 5 votes on average. Keep in mind how high Minecraft and Fortnite placed. For PC games, Minecraft and Fortnite are still pretty popular. But this time a game called Gmod also made an appearance, and again with a blend of other games getting very few to little votes. Lastly is mobile games. And for the third time in a row, Minecraft and Fortnite are here, along with Call of Duty, Roblox, Clash of Clans, and Mario Kart having some high numbers. But I get a feeling this is because a lot of people have very different games on their phone, and no one really likes playing the same games. And so, on this survey, I left a blank field for parents to fill out to put in what kind of games that I didn't have on the list. And out of 100 survey responses, only 10 put put in video games that weren't there. And I think that did a pretty good job of showing that yeah, maybe they don't actually know. So, within the student survey on these blank fields, nearly 50% of the participants had put in different games. And so that's leading me to think, something's not quite adding up. And so this is something that I think is important to point out as well within all the student surveys. I would put all of the data collected from those, but there was so many other games that I could not fit it onto the screen in an orderly manner. I'm sorry. But something baffling is that Fortnite and Minecraft are still extremely relevant, except on PC. That's like the one outlier in this data. And so, alright, it's time to stop beating around the bush. Let's talk about Fortnite and Minecraft. Chances are you know what these games are and what they represent. Fortnite is the hot, free to play game that's really taken off within the past year, and it's dominated the gaming scene. It's a game where you and 99 other players duke it out in an arena with a whole arsenal of weapons until one man is left standing. Well, Minecraft is a simple game about breaking blocks and building whatever your imagination desires. Two entirely different games, yet they're the most popular on the market. Why is that? I think it's all due to media coverage. Media coverage has a huge impact on video games. It helps their popularity skyrocket. It also feeds a lot of information, false and true, to the public. Fortnite has been everywhere. Parents know of this game, even if their children don't play it. While Minecraft is an older game that dominated it back when I was in middle school, and within the past year, it's had a major renaissance to where everyone wants to play it again. All right, so now that we have the data out of the way, let's talk about some of the bigger points that I'm wanting to bring up. We're going to start with violence in video games. There are two sides to this argument. Those that say video game violence can have an effect on mental health, and others say that it has no effect. With researching this topic, I've come to the same conclusion that there are just too many outliers, and both sides bring up good points. Personally, I think that children under 13 shouldn't be playing violent video games. I feel that at such a young age, it can really create this idea that violence is the way to solve anything that stands in your way. Especially in this day and age, we really need to start teaching our children that diplomacy is the way to handle our problems instead of just punching the nearest thing that causes an issue. Up next, gambling in video games. I'm going to be honest with you, I'm not innocent on this front. I've spent my fair share of money on games with a built-in lottery system, and it sucks. So these systems encourage players to spend real world money in order to get like in-game rewards or characters or something that's going to help them be better at the game. And I'm going to bring up another thing with age. I feel like if you are younger than 18 and you are spending real world money, don't. Do not. Gambling is just something that's super addicting and can easily be avoided or not a problem. So, with these games that have the built in lottery systems, if like your child has access to your credit card on like their Apple account, that's definitely something that needs to be monitored, but there's not really much we can do with the games. They just keep making them because they know it's how they're going to make money. It's not just limited to mobile games, it's on PC games like Overwatch, where you can buy an in game loot box where you have a chance of getting the reward that you want. And sometimes these rewards don't even help you in game, they're just purely cosmetic, which is even worse. And next, we're going to be talking about addiction to video games. Yet again, this is another front that I'm not innocent on. So, video game addiction is a diagnosable disorder. I've tried looking up to see if there's like an exact number of people that have been diagnosed with it, but all I got was general assumptions, and basically, it's estimated that around 2.2 billion people that play video games are addicted, which is something that's really preventable. Monitoring how much you or your child play video games is something that can easily be done, and yet here we are spending 7, 8 hours a time just playing games, making the issue so much worse. And so, you're probably asking, what's the point? Through the survey, many parents voiced their disapproval towards video games, saying that they'd rather their children go outside or do something productive, but many of the students that took the survey left very heartfelt responses about how video games have left a positive impact on them. So I'm going to take a moment to share some ones that I really thought needed to be shared. I got into video games because of my dad and brother. They were playing them all the time and let me join in on the fun. It's how we still bond today. And now, thanks to video games, I met some of my best friends. And then the other one that I really like is I primarily use video games as means of escape. They help me take a moment to chill out and regain my thoughts. I know sometimes I play for way too long, but if it's considered normal to binge watch a whole TV series in a day, then it should be fine for me to indulge in games for long periods of time. You see, video games are a medium that's filled with both positives and negatives. They're wonderful little creations that have the capability to captivate millions of people and create lifelong friendships, but they also have the power to negatively affect the human psyche in a bad way. Really, the final verdict is up to you. It's how you choose to engage in the medium or not engage. All right. That goes the main part of the presentation. Now I'm going to give a few little recommendations before moving on to a quick Q&A session. So, the three recommendations that I'm really giving is limit you or your child's playtime to an hour and a half a day. And another one is, as a parent, research what video games your child is playing, especially if they are of a young age. Don't just waltz in and buy it and be like, you know what? Yep, this is what we're getting. And this third point I feel like is really vague, but try to make the hobby a social hobby. Don't make it just you curling up in a room, whittling away, doing nothing. Just actually try to just make something social out of it. Because there are ways to make friends through video games. It's not just doing it alone. Questions? I'm not really sure that many people are watching, so I doubt that I will get any questions, but it is worth a shot. I'm going to take this moment of silence to talk about something that I have been trying to do with my video game time lately, because I used to be very bad about just playing for hours nonstop. So, I've been trying to do a lot more of like balancing between schoolwork and trying to indulge in hobbies. So, my homework, I come home and do that immediately. And then I'll pick a game that I'm playing for the week, and then I'll let myself play it in super small increments. And then it's actually allowed me to like get more enjoyment out of a game because I'm more so looking forward to what I'm going to get to do tomorrow or what I didn't get to do that day. Well, it looks like no one's leaving any questions, so I think I'm gonna wrap things up here. Thank you very much for coming. I hope you took away some valuable information. Good night.